the 5 Eyewitness News Studios, it's Twin Cities Live, your official show for summer, with your hosts, Elizabeth Reese and Chris Egert.
Well, howdy, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Thanks so much for joining us today for Twin Cities Live. Today we start 12 days of grilling.
This is great.
So we hope you're ready to do some cooking. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we get you some cool popsicle ideas for kids who have tummy troubles. And as a parent, when the kids got the tummy troubles, there's nothing you can do except sit back. Now we're going to be able to give them the madness, and then you give them a popsicle, which is a treat that they will enjoy.
Yes.
Boom! It's a win-win for everyone.
It really is, and this is one of my favorite things that we do here on Twin Cities Live. It's Pinspiration Week. I'm so Pinterest obsessed.
She's
it's
very
a problem.
excited about this.
All week long, starting today, we have ideas, practical ideas that we took from the website Pinterest, and then our DIY experts use that as inspiration. They weigh in and they're going to help us make some really cool stuff on a budget, and they all kind of have their own take on it. So they get their Pinspiration, and then they make something, and it's kind of fun to have somebody else test it out for you.
I was just back there looking at something.
How's it going?
I wouldn't consider myself someone who's necessarily a Pinterest fan.
You don't even. I had to explain to you like what it is.
Right. It's on the internet, and it's cool. It is the stuff we're going to show you in a little bit. It's going to be fascinating.
I'm excited.
Right.
Yay.
Okay. So Elizabeth, you celebrated a birthday this weekend.
I did on Saturday.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
She turned 22.
22.
Again.
God,
Congratulations.
it feels so good to be 22.
You're looking great.
Thanks.
I wanted to share a little bit of a story that we had this weekend. We decided to go out on the boat yesterday.
I know
for a
this
little
is your
while.
thing.
And the boat seems to be this thing where wherever we go out on the boat, something nutty happens.
5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour.
We were only going to go out for a couple of hours. It's Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, we got it.
So anyway, so my son talks us into going out. We're like, yeah, that's great. Let's go out on the boat. So we go out on the boat. Everything's going fine
and it's like
dandy.
a fishing boat.
It's a little old rickety fishing boat, but it's great.
Oh,
there's my
Delaney.
daughter.
So cute.
She didn't catch any fish. There's my son.
Dakota.
He also didn't catch any fish. And here's my wife. She caught the only fish of the entire day.
Way to go, Kate.
This awesome bass.
She's awesome.
Weighing in at about maybe even 1 fish stick.
You fed the whole neighborhood with that thing.
So we went out on our 3-hour tour, and it got nutty when we went in to take the boat in. So we're taking the boat in.
Last time you took the boat in, you destroyed your car.
Right. For those of you who missed that episode of Twin Cities Live, I got $1,000 worth of brake damage pulling my boat, which weighs about 90 pounds, out of the lake.
Side note.
So this
Make
time,
sure you take your emergency
it's crazy.
brakes off.
We get the boat off at the dock. I run up to get the car. I bring it back around to get the boat, and everyone's standing at the dock yelling. They're like, Chris, Chris. My wife's like, Chris, come over here. And all these people are standing on the dock, flailing their arms and yelling.
Why?
So I go down to the dock, and somebody had launched this giant pontoon boat, but somebody forgot to grab the rope. So the pontoon boat just went right off the trailer and just started heading right out into the middle of the lake. And nobody was on the boat.
What?
So they asked, and I don't want anyone to call me a hero. I think that would be really over. I think that'd be overstating what happened. I think anyone in this situation would have reached up and done the same.
Yeah, and saved no one on the pontoon.
Don't call me a hero.
No.
But so anyway, I got the owner's wife of the pontoon, and I think she was the one that was supposed to grab the rope.
Oh.
So I got her on my little boat, which, by the way, it's the engine that drives in the back, so you can't steer it. The engine barely starts. So I got to get her on my boat and take her out to their pontoon as it's sailing out into the middle of the lake.
No.
And so she was fine, and she was, they were embarrassed or whatever. But so the lady's husband.
So you decided to talk about it on television.
So the lady's husband, I want to know if, well, whatever. The lady's husband's standing on the dock.
Yeah, what happened?
And he's like bellowing.
Bellowing.
He was offering.
Hollering.
He was offering suggestions.
Kindly or aggressively?
As to how I should help them get their boat out of the water.
Okay.
And he's yelling at me. Pull it over there, grab the rope, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, like, I am driving with one hand, and I'm pulling a rope, and I'm trying to, like, get the thing turned around. So then he yells at another guy pulling up in his boat and asks him to help. Like, what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah, no kidding.
Kicking the hero off his job.
Yeah, no, ridiculous. You were trying to impress your wife, like make her think that this was the guy she married.
So anyway, again, please, I didn't do anything that was that extraordinary.
We know. We know.
Anyway, I grabbed the boat. I actually got a little frustrated, so I like grabbed the boat with one arm. I'm driving my boat with my little boat. I'm pulling this giant pontoon. I pull it to shore.
You had to pull the pontoon?
Yes.
Why couldn't she just start the pontoon and drive it?
He didn't want her to drive it.
Oh my gosh.
And
who is this guy?
Well, anyway, we got to shore. Most of the group was very thankful that I was there to be able to help out, but the guy never said a thing. And then they got in their boat and took off, and he didn't even wave at me.
No way. He didn't even do the Minnesota boaters wave. You wave at everybody. You wave at people who threaten to crash into you in a channel.
I mean,
still wave.
all I would have taken was one of these.
Oh, yeah, the South Dakota wave.
Nothing.
Man.
Not even a... And so then I got to shore, and I'm all hot, and my wife's like, it's cool, just calm down. and I'm like, well, the guy didn't even wave.
Now he's feeling bad.
Heroic action.
Now he's feeling bad.
I'm sorry. Was that, am I out of bounds being mad at him about this?
No, if you do something nice for someone and they don't say thank you and or wave, that is rude. That would be called Minnesota manners.
Just this.
Breached. Yeah, whatever.
Well, so tell me about